Oh, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, because all of us are children at heart, which is why you're part of the Great E-Course Adventure, because you're like, hey, I like that. That looks fun. Speaking of fun, we've got Molly Mahoney with us today. Molly, I'm so stoked that you said yes to coming in and leading this workshop. So for everybody who is just arriving, I met Molly at a leadership conference down in California, or a retreat last December, and we sat beside each other at a table. And as soon as she opened her mouth, I was just like, "Sister, I love you." I was just a yes. So today, Molly's going to be talking about. She's going to be sharing about looking awesome on camera and Facebook living it up and messenger bots. And I'm sure she's got a whole slew of wonderful things that'll help all of you. And it was funny because when we sat down and I kind of talked before Molly, and I was like, yeah, so I'm deleting all my social media accounts, including Facebook and blah, blah, blah. And then she's like, oh, well, that sucks.
I think, you actually said, because you answered someone else, and you said, So my first tip is get everything that you do off of Facebook. And so I was like, all right, either this guy and I are going to go home as best friends ever, or we're going to brawl it out on the table right now. It was awesome.
So this is great. You're all going to learn stuff that there's no way I could possibly teach you today, which I'm super stoked about. So Molly, thanks for coming and making time today, and I'm going to let you take it away. I might interrupt at certain moments to ask a question or to dig into something more, but probably not. And then if anybody has questions, you can ask in the chat, and then at the very end we can ask Molly some questions.
Yeah, so I would love it if you would stop and be like, whoa, English, Mahoney. That's what a lot of people will say, because I talk very quickly, and sometimes I get super excited and throw out terms that you may not be familiar with. So Those questions are awesome. And remind me, how much time do we have today? Just to make sure I keep an eye on that.
I mean, typically for our coaching sessions, we go until 1:30, so an hour and a half, but we don't have to take that much of your time. So really, take as long as you need.
Awesome. You know what I just realized? I have my own coaching session at 1, which maybe I'll message her and see if she can move it to 1:30.
Yeah. And if not, we can squeeze it in. If we can squeeze it in, all good.
Awesome.
Yeah,
okay.
We're in the holy flow.
I'm messaging her right now.
Perfect. Now, are you sending her a Facebook message? Is it a Facebook Live?
I'm sending her a Facebook message.
Now, these messenger bots, can you just say, yo, messenger bot, send this person a message, or do you actually still have to do it manually?
Man, you still have to do it manually, which there's one technique that we use a lot where people think that it will just automatically message anyone you want. But yeah, you have to still set up the message, which is part of the reason that I love them, and that's one of the things we're going to talk about today, because it's not removing the human aspect. It's actually just up-leveling the human aspect so that you can make more one-on-one connections with more people at once.
I love it.
Which is cool. Yeah. Okay. I'm messaging her right now to push to 1:30. Okay.
And if not, it's all good.
This. If not, no prob. Ta-da! Okay, so we are here to talk about up-leveling your one-on-one human connection using automation and the magic of Facebook Live and Messenger bots. So I love that we have some people who are on camera. Hey, hey. Oh, Kelly's here, my amazing team member. Hey, Kelly. We sent out a little bot broadcast as well, which is so fun.
Yeah.
And we're going to dive in. So we're going to cover how to feel more confident on camera, because Facebook Live is an amazing tool that allows you to have a one-on-one conversation with literally thousands of people at once. Bradley and I had some awesome conversations about this, and I totally understand the desire to pull off of social media, but from some people, but I really think that if we use it strategically and we use it consciously, it can be a way to increase our one-on-one connections rather than turning us into zombies, which is super cool. And I also want to clarify that there is one thing that is better than Facebook Live for making those connections. Do you know what it is, Bradley? No, it's having a one-on-one conversation with a real human being. So that still is the core of what we want to do here. And I know many of you are creating your own online programs and courses. So this is something that's going to allow you to build that like no trust factor with your potential clients so that you not only go live and share information or have conversations, but you actually turn them into powerful conversions at the end of this whole process. So there's a whole structure and a point to this. So what we're going to cover is the confidence to be able to even hit that go live. We're going to cover how to have content, create content that's juicy and amazing and makes your people want to show up and come back for more. How you can repurpose that content and turn that content into conversions using the magic of this automation that we're going to talk about today. It's going to be so fun. Hey, Chris. And like Bradley said, yeah, post any questions that you have below, and I will be giving you some answers. We'll do some Q&A at the end. All right, so the confidence piece. So many people get freaked out about just hitting that go live button. For those of you that don't know what Facebook Live is, just in case, it's a way to do a live broadcast within the Facebook platform. You can be live on your personal page, your business page, within groups, and in events. And one of the things that I'm going to share with you today is the fact that it doesn't actually matter how many people show up live. And sometimes you can actually get better results if no one shows up live. What?
Weird.
Because the power, super weird. And the power of repurposing this stuff is if you do it the way that I'm going to share with you today, it's so amazing because when people show up, they still feel like they're having that one-on-one conversation with you. And then you can move them to a real conversation later. So yes, I do love it when we have really high numbers of live viewers, but sometimes we get, into all this conversation and it gets distracting and unfocused. So if you deliver a Facebook Live video that's super bullet pointed and using the strategy that I'm going to give you today, and then you turn it into a Facebook ad, it can go directly into the hands, literally, because they're holding their phone, right? Directly into the hands of the people that you specifically want to reach. So if you've dabbled in Facebook Live and you're like, I just can't get anyone to show up, then I'm going to let you know that it doesn't actually matter because this is still going to work for you. So super cool. Hooray. Hey, Muriel, good to see you. Okay, so how did I get started in this? Super quick. I was a musical theater performer for many years, and I opened a vocal coaching business. Really fun. After working as a performer, I've had students who have been featured on the Mickey Mouse Club. One of my students is a new Mickey Mouse Club member, which is so cool. You can see him. I know, it's amazing. I can't believe it. National awards. We now have switched things from working with performers, and we help business owners to be able to perform on camera and use automation and social media strategies to rock their businesses. And this switch happened because I launched a full-blown course called Prepared Performer Profits, teaching performers how to use their creative talents to run a business. I had this cure for the starving artist syndrome. It was really awesome. The pilot sold 15 spots, and then the full-blown launch where I spent loads of money on Facebook ads and went all out had 0 sales.
Come on now.
Actually 0. I was really glad that it wasn't just one sale because then I would have had to deliver the course to one person. So and I know since so many of you are doing courses, this is actually such great information for you. So what I did in that moment, I was like, holy smokes, I can either give up this entire thing right now. I was literally in a launch-induced panic attack. If you've ever been there before, I'd love to know about it.
Yep, been there.
Okay.
Hey, we're in the club.
Hey. And I know you'll agree with this too, Bradley, that sometimes when you're in that place, it's just one little tweak that makes everything work. So all of the work that you put into that big failure is setting you up for your biggest success. You just have to keep going and make that little tweak.
Yeah.
So in this spot, I was like, okay, I reached out to several coaches and I said, what do I need to switch here? What's going on? And what we realized is that Facebook Live had actually been doing really well for me. I just wasn't using it as strategically as I could have been. So I decided to launch a brand new course, taking everything that I was teaching the performers and flip it, because when you're calling someone a starving artist, that's like a lesson in ideal client. When you call someone starving in your marketing, they're probably not going to be in the mindset to be able to invest in your programs. So if I had said thriving artist, maybe that would have worked a little bit better at the time. So I got a little more strategic and I put this whole program together on how to use Facebook Live in order to build your business. I had a spreadsheet and an idea. And that was it. And then I told people about it, like reached out to people one-on-one. I sold the program for $47 and I delivered the whole entire course live into a Facebook group. So it was 30 steps and I went live every day for 30 days. You guys all can do this with a Zoom. It can be a Zoom course that you do. You don't have to have it, I don't know if you teach this method of selling first. Do you talk about that a lot, Bradley?
Nope. Take it away.
Nope. Okay, awesome. So when you sell it first like this, before it's even created, it's a great way to validate the idea, to get amazing testimonials, rather than pre-recording everything. And I love the way that Bradley does all his like adventure videos are so cool. So you could start off with this process and then really up-level it after you know the idea is validated. So we did that, and using Facebook Live strategically this way, after 3 months, we had brought in $50,000 in sales.
Oh, yay. A happy ending. But it's only just beginning.
It's only just beginning. So now I'm going to show you, since then we've added so much more to this course, and we've bumped it up and bumped it up and bumped it up. And so now we have this like full-blown academy. It's an awesome course that we have used Facebook Live to be able to market it, to get it into the hands of the people who need it most. So good. All right. So what we're going to do is we're going to start with this confidence piece, because that's the place where even people who are crazy successful, they come to me and they're like, I just can't hit that button. And one of the reasons that it freaks them out is because usually when you use Facebook Live, you're staring yourself back in the face, right? And so all of these gremlins pop up, the imposter syndrome, the I don't look good on camera, all of these things. So this is the method that's going to help you to feel more confident when you're doing Facebook Live and when you're recording videos for your programs here through the online adventure magic that Bradley shows you. So there's a system, and it goes like this. Take everything that you offer in your business. So all of the amazing, if you have a nonprofit, if you have a course, if you have coaching services, take all of the benefits that you provide. You got them? Bradley, you got them right there?
Yeah, I know the benefits.
Okay, I figured you did. And you're going to take those and you're going to push them as far away from you as possible.
Okay.
And what are you left with? A human.
Oh my God, a human!
What are we going to do? Okay, so this seems crazy, but you're going to make a list of 20 things that make you a uniquely awesome human being. And sometimes people get freaked out about this, so I have a little anagram that will help you to make this list. And the word is SAVE. It has 5 letters. You may notice that SAVE only has 4 letters, but I can't spell very well, so I celebrate that as loudly as possible so that I don't get embarrassed about it. So it is, yes, 20 things that make you an awesome human being. And here's the things that you're going to cover. It's your skill sets, so the things that you're naturally good at. Your appearance, because if you can't find things about your appearance that you love, and you're looking at yourself back on that camera, not only are you going to avoid hitting the record button, you're also going to bring an energy that's feeling icky and apologetic, as opposed to bringing your own natural sense of bubbly goodness. So we want to find ways to celebrate your appearance on camera, and the things that you love about your appearance, you make them even louder than they already are. The next one is A for activities. So these are knitting, crocheting, hiking, handmade felt making, swing dancing, whatever the random activities that you love. Celebrate those as loud as possible too. The V stands for values. And so you want to get super clear about your personal values and how you can bring those into your business. And the louder that you can be about your personal values, the more you will attract people with your videos, with your marketing. If you're celebrating those values, you'll attract the type of people that you actually want to work with. So for us, we are very specific. There's 3 that we focus on. It is spreading joy as a fierce form of activism. It is kindness. And this is a huge thing with my kids. We talk about kindness as the most important thing in our family. It's everyone in my community knows this is something that we are super hardcore about. And then the third one is just a little bit of hustle, because I want to attract people who are ready to work, but also who respect self-care and the fact that there is balance to our life. So when we celebrate those things as fiercely as possible, we're creating this awesome community of people who want to be in our programs. And then the 5th one is kind of out there, but I'm telling you, it is so good. And it is things that you love to eat. And when you can get really clear about the things that you love to eat and you celebrate them, and it's SAAVE, right? So there's 2 A's in this little acronym. The things that you love to eat, my biggest tip to you is when you're posting on Facebook or Instagram, or probably even Twitter, if you post a picture of Brussels sprouts, people will either love you or be like disgusted by you, because people have a love or a hate relationship with Brussels sprouts. And I keep testing this at least once a month, and I cannot believe how well Brussels sprouts work as an engagement creating activity.
I love them personally.
Me too. And it's so funny. People get really mad and say like, oh, I have a great Brussels sprout recipe for you. Throw them in the trash. So if you can find something that you love, I know, if you can find something that you love to eat and celebrate that, it makes it easier, and it's not super crazy tied to your business. It just allows you to connect as a human. So you take these 5 things, your skills, or the 20 things that fit these 5 characters, your skill sets, your activities, your appearance, your values, and the things that you like to eat, and you weave them into your brand as much as you can, which is going to make your natural sense of what lights you on fire. It'll make things easier to come to the camera. It'll make your energy easier to celebrate, because you're really just up-leveling the things that already make you awesome. And so what I love to do at this point is take your hands like this and go like this on your chest. Everybody, you guys can do it. I can see you. Yeah. Okay. So you know that feeling that you get like when you're seeing something for like a beautiful sunset, or you're seeing something that you really love that makes you super happy. It gives you this feeling that's like, yes. And it's different for all of us. So the things that make me get that feeling of bubbly goodness is different than the things that make you get that feeling of bubbly goodness. And so before you go live, you want to read your list and then do the bubble test and be like, do I feel it? Yeah, I do. And really see how much you can summon up your own natural energy. And then you're going to hit that button. Yeah. All right. So that's our major like confidence tip. The more that you can work on this, the better. And I mean, you can do this every week. Write down 20 things that make you awesome and see how much you can celebrate that.
I love it.
So from there, we want to develop content. Yeah. From there, we want to develop content that allows us to connect with our ideal. Oh my gosh, I skipped a major, like the most important tip.
Yay,
the next step before we get to content. Yahoo! Is before you get to the content, it is your ideal client. So we want to be able to connect with the right person. And this is something that I'm sure you've heard over and over and over again, but it cannot be repeated enough, I don't think. And it's a great thing to retouch into, which is instead of creating an ideal client avatar, think of, you can all do this right now, and actually in the chat, this would be awesome to write down. Think of one person who is someone that you would love to work with, that you know has enough or is ready in a place to be able to invest in your program or course or coaching services or whatever it is that you're offering. Invest in that financially as well. Think of that one person and go ahead and write that one person's name in the chat. And when you're delivering your videos, you're going to speak to that one person. So a lot of people will hit the button to go live and they'll say, hey, everybody out in Facebook land, is like the way that they start their videos. And if you think about it, the person who's on the other side of the video is going to be like, I'm watching this by myself, right? We're not watching this in a group usually. So if you can speak to that singular person, look right into the camera, and I'm going to give you a little template to go through when you deliver your content. So you want to be delivering it straight to that one person. And I've noticed when I really focus on the person that I'm speaking to, it makes it so much easier to deliver the content. So I don't feel like I have to be a robot. We'll get to the robots later, but I don't have to be a robot with a scripted piece of material, right? Because this is Facebook Live. It's off the cuff. People are jumping in and out. You can ask questions. And if you're speaking to that one person, it really helps with that connection piece. So I like it. Joyce, Louise, John, Stuart, Felix, amazing. Yes, awesome. Yeah. Perfect. So I same concept as the ideal reader, but I know who this is. Amazing. So do you speak to one person and don't use phrases such as you guys? Yes, Kato. And it's actually pretty difficult when you first start making this shift. And for me, I would catch myself all the time. And so through your whole video, instead of saying, I know you guys know what I'm talking about, you say, I know you know what I'm talking about. Or maybe you've experienced this, instead of maybe you all have experienced this. And it just makes it feel much more personal. And sometimes these tricks sound like I'm manipulating the viewer because I'm pretending that I'm speaking to one person. But it really is more powerful for you as a presenter on Facebook Live as well, because you're feeling that one-on-one connection as well. And that with this also, make sure when you're doing this that you're not looking at your own face, because if I'm looking at my own face and I say, okay, I know you've been experiencing this problem of not being able to attract leads. Do you see how that looks? As opposed to really looking right into the camera, which can be a little tricky at first. But the more that you can focus right into the camera and let them take a minute to process what you're saying because you're speaking to a real human being, the better. Okay, so now we've identified our ideal client. And what you're going to do to come up with the content for that ideal client is, we got another list to jump into. And one of the things that people express concerns with when it comes up to the content, there's like a few things that I hear. One is, well, I don't want to give away all of my best content for free, right? They're worried that they're going to give away all their best content for free. And maybe you felt this way as well. How am I going to continue to come up with ideas? Because if I'm going to do, I suggest that you do a Facebook Live video at least once a week. And if you do this, how are you going to keep coming up with content? So I'm going to help you with that too. And the other issue is that oftentimes people feel like a salesy weirdo. So they feel like if I'm just going to come up and talk about my products and the things that I offer, it's too pushy, it's annoying, I don't want to bother people. And so this system for content development is going to be really great for you. So what you do is you think about that ideal person. So Felix, Stuart, John, Louise, Joyce, Kim, and you're going to make a list of all of the problems that they experience. And I want to challenge you, instead of making a list of the problems that they experience that can be solved by your product or service, just think about when Joyce wakes up in the morning, what's the first thing that's on her heart? What's the first thing? This is really good for lead magnets as well. Do you guys talk about lead magnets in here? Do we all know what those are?
Yeah, we talk.
Explain. Yeah.
We talk about.
Okay.
We talk about things.
Yeah, perfect. So like a free gift, which we'll get into that a little bit more. But when you're creating that lead magnet or that free gift, you really want it to tap into like what is in their soul that they need to have fixed, right? And if you are creating what I call non-product based solutions, it's awesome because it doesn't cannibalize your offer. It doesn't make them think that you're being that salesy weirdo type person. It makes them feel that like you really understand them and you're really there just to provide value for them. And then if you can structure it in a way that it's providing non-product based solutions, but it's leading them to realize that they need you, right? So it's like you create a gap between what you've taught them and what you teach in your course. And so it makes them like, oh my gosh, I've learned all this stuff and now I need to sign up with you. Another idea is to look at the objections that people have to your products or services. So if they think, I would never join that program because I don't have enough time, then you do a video training about time management, which may not be directly related to your product or service, but it's teaching them ahead of time how to get rid of that objection. Making sense?
Love it.
Yeah.
This is great.
So sometimes people are like, I don't have anything else that I could offer. I only offer things that are related to my products and services. And I know that's not true. So at this point, I'd like to let everyone take a little water break.
Cheers.
Cheers. And I had a client who did a challenge, a 5-day challenge on how to drink more water. It had nothing to do with what she was actually offering. She brought in 300 leads by teaching people how to drink water. So it can literally be as basic as that. As human beings, we all need to remember how to drink more water. And if you can find a way to lead that into something else that's engaging within your product and service world, amazing. So literally think outside the box and just write down every problem that you think they experience. Talk to them too. Find out their problems.
I'm considered to be the hydration king around all my friends and family because I'm always asking people, are you hydrated? You drinking enough water? How's your hydration doing? I'm a big water guy. I like it a lot.
And I am one who struggles with it because I forget about it. So Kelly, who's here right now, gave me this water bottle for Christmas that has like time on it as to how much water you should be drinking. I'm doing good today.
I'm proud of you.
Okay, but it can literally be that simple. Okay, so we've talked about confidence. We've talked about your ideal client. So making the connection with them. And I love the question about German. Where was that? Unfortunately, that's hard in German because you have two different words for you. Totally. And I speak German, aber nicht so gut. And I'm trying to think of how I would do that in German. So explain to me the two different words for you. Du, dich. Is there a you that's a plural you, which you would not want to use? You'd want to use du or sie, but is it sex-based? Like, because as long as it's is there one, that's what I was worried maybe that it's, I don't know, I'd love to workshop that with you, Kato. Because we actually have a couple of students in our programs that speak German. So I'm going to find that solution for you. Okay, so we did the confidence, ideal client, your content, and then now at this point, what the heck do you do with the content, right? So how do you create those conversions? So I'm going to give you this little simple system that you can use every single time you hit that go live button. So you're going to hit the button, and then the first thing that you're going to do is you're going to jump right into the problem that they're experiencing. So before you actually hit it, I want you to take this idea of a moment before. And I took this straight from the world of acting. For those of you, if anyone here has been a performer before, you may have heard of Stanislavski, who's this amazing Russian acting teacher from the 30s. And there's this idea of a moment before, which is before you start a monologue, before you enter a scene, you imagine that there's another character who has said something to you to instigate the conversation. So right before you hit go live, if we're talking about this water idea, you hear someone say, man, you know what? I've been getting headaches and I don't know what it is. I'm not feeling good. And so you imagine they say that to you. It's that ideal client. So you imagine that, Bernard, what was Okay, you imagine that, let's go with Kim, has just said to you, I'm just not feeling good. I'm getting headaches. I'm feeling stressed out. Like, what can you do to help me? You hear that, you start the video and you say, look, I get it. You might be in a place where you're just not feeling good. Maybe you're getting headaches. Maybe you're stressing out at the end of the day. You just feel like foggy. And today I'm going to share with you 3 strategies that will help you to have more energy and feel more awake and more alive. Okay, so you tell them right away that you understand their problem. You instantly tell them a bullet-pointed way to give them value. So you're going to give them 3 ways or 5 ways or 6 ways. And the reason that you want to do these bullet-pointed numerical solutions is because it tricks them into realizing they need to stay on and watch more of the video because they know there's more tips coming for them, right? So you tap in the problem, you tell them that you have a solution. Then, and this is totally different than the way most people deliver videos, so this is like really, really, really big. You're going to offer them your free gift or your lead magnet or your call to action right there in the 3rd step before you've even introduced yourself. And the reason that you want to do this is when you first turn on that video, the replay viewers are going to see, they're the only people who will see that first section of the video because it takes people a little while to jump in. And oftentimes people will start their Facebook Live video and then they'll be like, okay, I'm going to wait for people to join. And then in the replay, it's super awkward. Right?
Yeah.
So we want to tap into the problem right away, give them a reason to be like, oh my gosh, I have to watch the rest of this video. And just in case they don't watch any more of the video for some reason, you want to get them into your list of some sort where you can follow up with them again later. And that is by offering this free gift right here. So when you offer this free gift, oftentimes people will say, and today I want to give you this amazing thing, which will help you to feel even better about your life. Go to feelawesomeaboutyourlife.com. And you don't want to do that because if you do that, you're going to send them off of the video. They're going to leave Facebook and go somewhere else to get the goodness that you're offering. So instead, you're going to say the words, comment below. And when you say comment below, you'll say comment below with the word water, and I'll give you my 5 ways to drink more water every day. When they comment below with the word water, this is like game changer, like absolute game changer. So when they comment below with the word water, it does 3 things. It increases the organic reach of your videos. And you may have noticed there was like the Facebook apocalypse a couple weeks ago. Bradley, did you hear about it? I know you're not on Facebook as much.
I didn't. I'm so curious, though. It didn't show up in my newsfeed that doesn't exist.
So Mark Zuckerberg announced that they're going to be changing the way that things go out in the algorithm so that, are you ready for it? They're going to give more favor to human interaction as opposed to sharing viral videos that people are just zombieing out on.
Wow.
So everybody, I know, loads, so maybe you can come back. So loads of internet marketers got upset about it and they were like, oh no, our business pages are dead. And I was like, this is the best news ever because this means we can be more human. Hooray. So when you say comment below, it causes people to comment, which tells Facebook, oh, there's actually a conversation going on here. This isn't just someone watching and consuming content. They're engaging, even if it's in the replay. Because in the replay, they're still going to hear comment below and the comments are still going to come up in real time. So it increases the organic reach because Facebook is now going to give this video to more people because they see that more people are interested. It also increases the social proof. So when people come to your video and they see so-and-so has commented below, oh, maybe I should comment too. Like I'll be engaged because other people have already done it, right? And it creates an awesome instant ability for you to connect in a follow-up conversation because they've commented right there. It's not that they've given you an email address that's removed from their actual life, like their spam@awesomeadventure.com or something, right? They're commenting with their real Facebook account. So at this point, after they comment below, there's two options for what you can do with this comment. Are we okay to go into this? Bradley, am I talking too quickly?
I'm so ready. I can't wait.
Okay. Okay, so when they comment below with the keyword that you've given, remember to give them a specific keyword. You can either come back as a human being and respond with a landing page or, ask them to give, if you don't have a landing page for some reason, ask them to give you their email address and you send them the PDF manually, but you're going to respond to each comment individually. You want to vary the text that you're using so Facebook isn't thinking that you're a robot, because if you comment with the same exact thing over and over again, you can end up in Facebook jail because they think it's not a human. And some people at this point are like, Molly, are you serious? I have to respond to every single person who comments. And I'm like, Bradley, are you serious? Are these real human beings that you want to connect with? So it really doesn't take that much time. And this is how we started everything when we launched this new version of our business almost 2 years ago. We dove in and replied to every single comment. And you can do it in a way that's like batched time-wise. So it doesn't actually take that much time. Okay. And once you have done this, there's a really magical way that you can do it that's even faster and more effective. And what this is the magic of messenger automation. So there's a way to set up a tool that anytime someone comments below your video on your business page, you can set up this tool to automatically send them a message via Facebook Messenger. It's totally legal within Facebook, and it gives them the ability to reply to that message in order to get your free gift. Now, when they reply to that message in order to get your free gift, they are automatically subscribed to your messenger automation community, your messenger automation list. Making sense? So
yeah, that sounds really cool. So can you dig into can you have multiple messenger automation lists for multiple offerings? Like, is it kind of like an email newsletter thing that's within Messenger? Can you dig into that a little bit more for people like me?
Yeah, so it's pretty much like Infusionsoft or ConvertKit or any of those email automation tools that you would use. So you can tag people specifically. You can have sequences set up where they're taken through a specific conversation because they opted in via one specific keyword. It's all the tool that I use. I'm going to write it in here because everyone thinks I say something else. Hold on. So it's called ManyChat.com. I call it ManyChat because people think I say mini chat. It's MANY chat. And so you can create this full series of if this then that situations within your Facebook Messenger. And sometimes people are like, oh my gosh, that seems overwhelming. So it's okay, sometimes people say that it seems overwhelming. So what we suggest that you do is if you start delivering these videos and you use that comment below with this specific keyword, you go back and respond to them individually. Once that starts picking up, you can actually take your old videos and attach them to a messenger bot like this. So it's not something that you have to jump into right away. Oh, sorry. No, Muriel, Muriel, that's a great question. So no, let me finish the system. So the first thing that you do is you say, I know that you're experiencing this problem. Today, I'm going to give you 5 ways to solve that problem. And if you want even more value, I have a PDF that you can download so that you can keep, looking at this value forever. So you tell them that you have a download. And then at that point, you introduce yourself. So the fourth thing is that you introduce yourself. You connect with the viewers and you say, if you're watching this in the replay, I'll come back and answer your questions later. If you're watching this live, go ahead and comment below, give me some likes and some hearts. We're going to dive into this today. And then the 5th step is to solve the problems. So in that 5th step, you'll go through the content, but you're also offering them the free gift in addition to the value that you're bringing in the video. So it's not like you say, I have a solution, comment below, bye. You actually want to dive in and give them the solution, Muriel, as well. And then you can offer them the call to action with that keyword again and again. The 4th step, Paul just asked, is to introduce yourself. So you wait until that 4th spot to introduce yourself, because a lot of times people will start their videos and they'll say, hi, everybody. So good to see you here on Facebook. My name is Molly Mahoney. I'm a camera confidence coach and a Facebook Live ninja. And I have a program that blah, blah, blah. And I'm good because of yada, yada. I'm so cool. Okay, now we're going to talk about you. Right? Switch that.
Yeah.
Let them know that you understand their problems. Talk about them first. Give them the call to action to comment below with that word. And then introduce yourself and then jump into the content that you're providing. So the 5th step is to start. The 5th step is actually you're going to tap back into that problem and again say, I get it. I know you're experiencing this problem and let's jump into the solutions. So on that 5th step, you're going to get them back into the place where you're really agitating that problem and then give them all the value.
That's great. Aaron says, I have 1 million people I follow. You are the only one that is using this with me. Great job. You got my attention. That's awesome.
Woohoo! Thank you. Yeah. And so then you can then develop this awesome relationship with people through your messenger bot, and you bring your quesadilla of awesome into it and have, it's a great way to either have people say, this is amazing, and they want to have more of a conversation with you, or have people realize, you're not really for me, and go somewhere else, right? And now you have all of these connections within Facebook Messenger connected to their real Facebook account, where you can either come back in as a human and say like, hey, I saw that you watched my video, I'm yada, yada. I'd love to talk to you more about it if you're interested in setting up a call.
Yeah.
Make sense?
Yeah. Makes perfect sense.
Yeah. Amazing.
Paul's asking, is there a 5th step? Is there a 5th step?
Oh yeah. Wait, yeah. So the 5th step is what I was just saying. So let me go over all the steps again really quick. Perfect. The first one is address the problem. I know you're experiencing this problem. And then you're going to let them know that you have a solution for them. Today, I have this 5-point solution. The 3rd step is, so the second, let them know you have a solution. The 3rd step is, and if you're really ready to step this up, I also have a free download that will give you even more information that I'm sharing with you today, whatever that lead magnet is, right? You give that in the 3rd step. The 4th step is you introduce yourself.
As a human.
Let them know you're delighted to be there with them. Let them ask questions if they want. Blah, blah, blah. As a human, yes, this is a live video. So even if you're watching in the replay, I will come back and answer your questions. So you introduce and connect on that 4th step. A real human. And then the 5th step is you're like basically starting the video at that point. So at the 5th step, you say, okay, I get it. You're feeling stressed out. You're overwhelmed. Let's dive into this solution. So you tap into that problem again, and then you give them the 5 or whatever bullet pointed tips that you have. Yeah. Awesome. Yeah. Super cool. Okay. So I would love to share at this point a couple of case studies that we have of ways that this has worked, so you can kind of get an idea of how this all comes together. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Let's do it.
Yeah. Is that good? Okay. I'm going to check my message from, she wrote back and said, I didn't even realize we had a call today. So 1:30 is great, which is hilarious because she gets an automated message that says, hey, we have a call today, and she does not read her email. Okay, that's amazing. So we have time. Yay. Okay.
Perfect.
So so actually, now that I know I have that time, I want to give you one more tip, and then we'll dive into those case studies. Is that okay?
Yeah, sounds great.
Yeah, Brad? Okay. So we also have this system that we use. It's called the APR method. And this is where it's really cool when you have no viewers at first, when you're first getting started. This system really helps you with that. So the first method is to announce. And you want to let people know that the video is coming. Like, so many people will just hop on Facebook Live and not tell anyone it's happening. And no wonder no one showed up. You didn't let anyone know that it's there. So you can let them know via email. You can let them know via your messenger bot. You can let them know by creating a Facebook event. You can actually call them on the phone. You can message them with a text message. Like, pretend that these Facebook Live videos are like the biggest party that you are throwing. And you want all your friends to come to this party. So let people know. Yeah, and you want to do this in advance. So way more than just the day of. You want to be able to let them know that it's happening in advance, especially if you're just getting started. Because like now at this point, we will often tell people the day of, but I have been doing my videos consistently the same time every week for over a year. So at this point, they know that it's happening, right? So I can just let them know the day of. But if it's a special piece of content that I'm covering, I'll let them know further in advance. And one of the main reasons that we want to use these messenger bots to let people know, the messenger automation, is open rates for email accounts are like, right? Yeah. Everyone is overloaded in the email world. So MailChimp posted recently their average open rate. You know what it is?
No.
20%. 20% is the average email open rate.
That's a lot of people not opening.
If you build this amazing community, yeah. And so there's ways that you can obviously work to make your content more juicy, give them a reason to open your email. But if there's a tool that you can use that gets a higher open rate, that's also an awesome thing to look at. So with messenger bots through ManyChat, the average open rate is around 80%, which is like such a huge difference. And in MailChimp, the click-through rate is like 1 or 2%. With ManyChat, it's around 50%. So it is like night and day. Yeah, right?
That's
totally.
crazy.
So it's like crazy amazing. And there's a few other reasons that it's so fun that it's so effective. You can be more fun and engaging. You can upload GIFs and little they click little buttons to get the next thing that they want. So it's like you're gamifying your messaging, which is super cool because people have a reason to want to interact with it. They feel like they're a part of the conversation as opposed to just being sent this blanket email. And the other thing about bots is we want to make sure eventually that you do get their email address, or you do get their phone number, or you do get their actual address, because we don't own Facebook. Facebook could disappear tomorrow. So Messenger is still a part of Facebook. So this is just the entry level place where we start having that conversation. And then we're going to take them into the whole point of this training today, which is we really want this to get to that place of one-on-one conversations. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So the APR method, the first one is announce. So there's a million ways that you can announce it. Just make sure you're announcing it ahead of time. Then when you do your actual video, you pretend that people are there. So that little structure that I gave you in the beginning, follow that, and really, like, you can say, it's so good to see you today, as opposed to, I see that no one's watching this right now, so I'm going to wait till later and have you come back. Right? You want to imagine that someone is there watching it, and know that even if you see, because it's tricky because Facebook will show you how many people are watching live, but I swear those numbers aren't always correct. So you never know if someone's watching and for some reason they're on an incognito window or Facebook's not actually tracking it. So just in your heart, know that if someone isn't watching live, there will be people who will watch the replay and experience that one-on-one connection with you. Yeah, and then the people who do show up in the replay, you're not, as Erin is saying, you're not going to annoy them by making them wait through, let's see when people show up. It's respecting their time as well. Okay, and then the P of the APR method is, The R of the APR method is repurpose. And there are so many ways that you can repurpose these Facebook videos. So actually, I just thought about this. Bradley, I have a video that I did on 15 ways to repurpose, which I would love to, it's on my Facebook page. I'd love to share that with you because it was like super killer, and there's so many ways to do it. You can embed it into a blog post. And when you embed it into a blog post, the comments from your video, there's a way to get it so the comments from your video show up as comments in your blog post.
Oh, cool.
That's fun.
Yeah.
So there's a really awesome video that if I do say so myself, there's a really in-depth video that I did on this, and I'll send it to you, Bradley, so you can share it with everybody.
Perfect. It will be on the blog that this video is on. So if you're watching it then in the future, you'll see it on the page. Otherwise, y'all get an announcement later this week. Thank you.
Amazing. Oh yeah. So if you're watching, okay, that's perfect actually. So since this is going to be repurposed, like we're talking about right now, if this video is on the blog, right? It's so good. So just don't comment below because this is a blog post. This is not a Facebook Live, but look around this video because Bradley has shared the link here, which is super awesome.
Yeah.
Scavenger hunt. Cool. Yeah. And then you can also, you can just, what'd you say?
Scavenger hunt. Find the link.
Scavenger hunt. And if you're strategic about it and you have really bullet pointed targeting, you can put that video right in front of the person who needs to hear that message. And it's basically having a one-on-one conversation with that person who needs you so that they realize that they need you and they're ready to jump into the next step in your client acquisition journey. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So that's the APR method, which is golden because it's amazing. Okay. So I'd love to jump into some case studies.
Yeah. Let's do it.
And actually, I can share with you, I'll share this in a second. Okay, so I'm writing down a case study link that I'm going to share in a sec. So we did one video. This was last year. I don't remember what time, but I did this video from a hotel lobby. It was not with a fancy set. It was, because sometimes I have like sparkles and things in here. It was like not with a fancy set. It was on a couch at a hotel lobby. And I spoke directly to one type of person. So I was offering a program for a very specific direct sales company. And it's a company that I love. I'm a major supporter of this company. I buy things from them all the time. And I had put together an upcoming training that was teaching them how to use their business page to increase their business within this company. And I started the video and I said, okay, I don't know if we have people who are with LuLaRoe today, because I have lots of awesome members in my tribe who are from LuLaRoe, is the company that I was speaking to. So if you're with LuLaRoe, give me a LuLaRoe in the comments here in the chat. So on the video, I said, okay, if you're with LuLaRoe, you may have found yourself in a place recently where you have this business page. You don't know what the heck you're doing with it. I was talking to my friend Danielle the other day, and she was like, this problem is driving me crazy. If you could solve it, I would love it. So we put this course together. And I'm going to tell you all about this program. So I gave I talked about the problem. I told them that we have a course coming up. And I said, if you want more information about the course, comment below with the word connect. And then I went on to give some more value about this business page thing. We took that video, and after the fact, like I did not set up the messenger bot ahead of time. After the fact, I connected a bot to it. We spent $900 in Facebook ads, very specifically sending it to this ideal client. Within 1 month, we had made 200 sales, which I could not believe. It was a $97 product that we were selling. And we had 1,200 people who had said they wanted more information and ended up in our messenger automation system on our list there. So at this point, I was like, this is awesome. Like, and the comments were like off the chart because so many people this was such a problem for them. And so many people had commented below this asking for more information. So at that point, about a month in, I was like, okay, we have these 200 sales, but what do I do with the other 1,000 people who are, waiting for information about this, who haven't actually jumped into the program? So a month later, I sent out one message via messenger bot. And all I did was I said, hey, Have you signed up? I saw that you asked for information about this. Have you signed up for the program yet? And they could choose yes, not yet, and no, thank you. So I always give people a reason or an option to say no, because I don't want to keep people in there if they're not interested, right? So you give them the option to segment out instantly. So the people who clicked yes, on the next page it said, awesome, go check your email. We sent you the course information. The second one, I said, ooh, we're actually offering loads of value within the program already. We'd love to support you in there. And there's no pressure, but I want to let you know that we're raising the price tomorrow. So when it wasn't like buy this course, it was just sending them the information, letting them know that the price was going up the next day. And I said, if you'd like in at this lower price, click this button below. So when this message went out, I sent it out to these 1,200 people. This message went out, and I can see on the back side of my ManyChat, everyone's responding and going through this whole little sequence, and you can see them responding, and it's like having conversations with literally 1,200 people at once. By the time 30 minutes into this, sending this message out, we had brought in 40 sales within just 30 minutes, which was super cool to like watch it happen. By the time the whole entire thing was done, we had 400 people who had joined our course and brought in 5 high-level one-on-one clients.
Wow. That is so cool.
We spent $900 in Facebook ads. That's it. So it was $900 that turned into $90,000 in sales.
That's so cool.
I was like, how much am I kicking myself that I did not up the Facebook ad spend on that? But I was still a little nervous about spending money on Facebook ads at that point. But this is something that any of you can do if you can speak to a really specific problem that your ideal client is experiencing by targeting them in Facebook ads and really speaking one-on-one with them. So how do you connect the bot for the Facebook ad? Was the call to action on the Facebook ad to type something in the comment? Yeah. So I took a post that I did on just like a regular Facebook ad, and I did it within the ads manager as an engagement ad. So the goal was to get them to comment below. And that got them into the system. So there was no button or link that I had posted on it, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Another one that we did that was crazy cool was I call this the map to millions. And we had one video that had an organic reach of 1 million people, which is not normal on my Facebook page. And it was because we used this super cool system with with Messenger bots and Facebook Live. And so I actually have this system written out here on this blog post, which I'm going to post right there. And I'll just kind of guide you through it. And this is something that you all can use on your Facebook accounts. So I don't know if you're familiar with the tool called BeLive.tv. It's a free tool that you can use on your business page, and it allows you to go live on Facebook from your desktop. You can have lower thirds. I have little cute frames. I can create little cute frames around it, or like manly, powerful frames. They don't have to be cute. You can create fun, engaging frames. And you also can bring your ideal client or your audience members' comments up into the screen while you're live, so it celebrates your audience members. The tool also allows you to pre-schedule a Facebook Live on your business page. So, Bradley, do you know what the pre-scheduled Facebook Lives are?
No, but this sounds great.
It's super cool. So what it does is it creates this little placeholder. You can do this on your personal page as well, but this strategy that I'm using today, you want to do on your business page. Yeah, you want to do it on your business page. Sorry, I almost second-guessed myself. But yeah, do this on your business page. So it's going to have a little box, and in the middle of the box there's a picture, and then it says the date and the time that you're going to be going live, and it says get reminder in the middle of that box. So when people click get reminder in the middle of that box, they will automatically, without you doing anything else, be sent a notification from Facebook right before you go live. The problem is that you can't actually boost that little box or promote it in an ad until after you go live. So what happens is the little box is there, and then when it's time to go live, your video takes over that space. So it's the same exact link, but you can't promote it until after you go live, because Facebook is making sure that it's all appropriate. And you're right, they don't want you to boost it beforehand in case you play lots of music that's not allowed on your video, and then you've boosted it, and now Facebook is mad at you. So I found a way to sneakily promote that video using messenger bots. So I call this the Map to Millions, and this is what it is. You plan a pre-scheduled Facebook Live training on your business page. You pre-schedule that video. Okay, so let's say we're going to do this, and this goes back to that question of how far in advance should you promote this, or should you announce this? This one you would want to do at least a few days in advance. So you schedule the training. It's there, right? Then you do a post on your business page. It's like a graphic of you, like whatever, something engaging, and say, I'm going to be doing a free training on this specific subject. So you don't want to tell them that it's on Facebook Live, because then they're going to be like, oh, I can just go watch it on your Facebook page. You want them to think that they need to register for the training. Does this make sense?
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. So you say, are you experiencing this problem? We're doing a free training on this. If you want information and access to the training, comment below with the word yes, and we will get you information. So that's all written up in the text of this post. Now you connect it to a messenger bot. When they comment below with the word yes, it sends them a message automatically that says, hey, I'm so glad that you are ready for this training, Paul. All you have to do is reply to this message with the specific word, and we'll get you we'll get you access. So they reply to that message, and then you have a keyword set up that sends them the date, the time, and the link to your upcoming Facebook Live that you've pre-scheduled. Is this making sense?
Yeah, say that last part again so that it really lands home.
Can I actually share my screen?
Yep.
Can I share my screen and walk you through it with pictures? Because I think that'll be helpful. Like sometimes I use slides and stuff. But
there's a share.
I got it.
You got it?
Oh, yep. Don't look at all my crazy tabs, because that's okay.
No judgment.
So this, yeah, right. So this is how Messenger, bots, and ManyChat, blah, 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 blah. Okay, so this is a video. You can see it had 39, and I have not made this video an ad specifically because I wanted to keep the organic reach aspect of this in place. So this ad has had 39,000 views. It's had a reach of 1 million, and all these other things. Okay, so that's like, you can see right here, this is organic. Crazy.
Amazing.
You can see all the numbers here, screenshots from the backside of my thingamajig. Okay. Obviously, you want to have clear foundations like we've spoken about earlier, because this won't work if your content stinks. So you have to make sure that you're really speaking to your ideal client, know who you are, have a really awesome solution for their problems. Okay, and this is what the pre-scheduled Facebook Live looks like. So it's this little box that shows up with the image, and you get to pick that image, and they click Get Reminder to get notified when they go live. Okay, then you're going to create an image post that says what they're going to get access to, right? And it announces that this training is happening. Then from there, you're going to create this comment growth tool that I spoke about. They call the ways to bring in leads within ManyChat, they call it a growth tool. So I created this comment growth tool. The video was called Bot Camp. I was taking everyone to Bot Camp to learn about bots. Oh, and it was in July. See? Okay. So, okay, then I took that initial post, this one that says comment below with the words heck yes, and we'll send you an invite to our training. Oh my gosh. What just happened? That was weird. Okay, comment below with the words heck yes, and we'll send you an invite to our training. Is this making sense? Can I go on? Oh, hello? Are we good?
Sorry, I muted myself. Yes, makes sense.
That's okay. Okay. So when they comment below this post, it sends them a message automatically within ManyChat, letting them know where the video will be and gives them access to the video. So you can see this here. Hey, first name, you're in danger. You're going to love these bot tips, tricks, and dangers to avoid. Reply to this message with the word bots, and I'll send you the link to the video training, which is happening on Monday morning at 10 a.m. Pacific. So the next message that they got was actually a link to that pre-scheduled Facebook Live.
Quick question on the word bots. Do they have to spell bots caps locked, or could they spell it with like all small lowercase?
Yeah, so it's not case sensitive. Oftentimes I capitalize the word just because people don't actually read.
Yeah.
So you want to make it really easy for them to see, but the caps don't matter.
Cool.
The one thing that gets me in trouble sometimes is my audience is very excitable like I am. And so they use a lot of exclamation points. So some people would respond like bots, exclamation point, exclamation point, exclamation point, and that doesn't work. So then I have to go back in and catch those ones because the exclamation points sent it off or like didn't make it trigger. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I'd be one of those people for sure.
I know. Yeah. So, I mean, today I set up one and I included, it was the word 5 and I included the word 5, the number 5, 5 with an exclamation point and the number 5 with an exclamation point. So you can actually add more options to it.
Nice.
Which is cool. Yeah. Okay. Then we did a Facebook ad. So it wasn't 100% organic because we did a Facebook ad with the post, not with the video. So we spent a total of $100. And I kind of, I show you on this one, you want to do it as an engagement post. So you want to limit the Facebook ad delivery only to the news feed. Because if this photo had shown up on Instagram and people comment below on Instagram, it doesn't work. Mm. If the photo is in the right-hand side and people try to click on it, it doesn't work because they have to comment. So we make sure, this is a little old, but it looks pretty similar to this. You want to unselect everything else except for feeds in the ads manager. That makes sense?
Yeah, that's great. Good tips.
Yeah. Yes. Okay, and this is the insights on the posts. So we had lots of comments and shares on the posts. What I love about this is that we had 5,000 organic and 4,000 paid. So I always like my organic reach to be higher than the paid reach, if you can. And then we had these 95 comments. But what's cool is that when people got to that video, we also asked them to comment below when they saw the placeholder for that video. So the organic reach on the video before it actually went out started because we were getting engagement on the video before I even went live. Oh, does that make sense?
This is super cool.
Okay. And then because we had all of these people, we had been building our messenger list. We had all these people who had opted in to want this training. We sent out a message via Messenger about the training as well. So we sent out this message. This is actually a picture. This GIF is the Breakfast Club. It's like them all running down the hallway and then, right? So it's like the GIF there. And then this is who it was sent to. You can see people saying, I'm in. Replay, please. We always give them the option to view the replay, which is actually the same exact link. But so many people kept asking us, oh, I can't make it live. Can I get the replay? So we just include that in there, even though it usually sends them to the same exact place. But yeah, you can see the open rates and the 97% open rate. What? The click-through rate, 49%. Fine. So good. And then when you go live with this video, which is up here, the people had already started commenting and sharing before the video even happened. So in addition to the ad spend that we did, we had all of this reach just from people who had seen the post that they shared it and tagged people in it and all of that. So the video reach got extra juice to it because it was a topic that people really wanted to hear about.
That's great. Kato's asking, you can schedule the ManyChat messages to an exact time?
Yes, and you can even schedule them to go out in different time zones. So you can set it so that it goes out at 9 a.m. in everyone's time zone if you wanted to. I didn't do that for this one, but if there's a couple different ways that you can schedule things that way. You can segment it really specifically so that it goes out to a certain type of person or not to another type of person based on what they've tagged. You can also segment people by location, by their time zone, because everyone is registered through their Facebook account. So their Facebook account is like you can tell what time zone they're in. So we've had some clients who have local businesses and they were able to segment out by time zone and by like different weird things just to hit people in that exact area. Super cool.
That's great. Cool.
Okay, so I know I threw like 7,000 things at your face, so I'd love to answer questions and yeah.
Who has questions? Yeah, this was one I was going to ask.
We have loads of clients that have been using them to great success as well. One of our clients, yeah, crazy.
Sorry, go ahead. I have a bit of a delay, country living. um, so Judy
For
asked,
video.
yeah, totally. I've got a 3-second delay, so sometimes I interrupt people. um, Judy asked
Yeah, recommendations for video link.
Yeah.
That's okay. You sound like a robot. Okay, so video links. So yeah, so we have a whole different, like, within our program, we have a way that we suggest that you use your personal page, your business page, your group, sometimes events. We don't use events very often because it's kind of funky, but to use all these different areas to kind of bring people into your world and filter them to a place where you can follow up with them really strategically. And the video length is, for my suggestion, is based on what type of a video you're doing and where you're delivering it. So I have like 20 different types of videos that we suggest that you do with Facebook Live, but the two most important ones are the ones on your business page, which are value-based videos. And those don't actually need to be very long. That's the type of video that we were talking about when I gave you the little template there. Those can honestly be anywhere from 5 minutes, which you will hardly ever see me do a 5-minute video because I can't condense my content that short. But it can be anywhere from 5 minutes to an hour long. As long as you have enough content to really keep people engaged. They can be longer, but they don't need to be longer on your business page, because the point is just to get people connected, to deliver value, and move them to the next step of the conversation. On your personal page, I suggest that the videos are at least 15 minutes long, because when you do videos on your personal page, the goal in the strategies that I teach, the goal on your personal page is to actually have people show up live, and not everyone is checking their phone every 5 seconds. So if you start a live video and you're like, why did no one come on? It's probably because they're living their life and they're not sitting there waiting for you to pop on. And the longer that you go live, the more chance they have to jump in and talk to you.
I'm sure.
There was another question earlier about ManyChat.
Sorry, answer that one first, and then I'll ask a question once you're ready.
Okay. Awesome. So the question that came about ManyChat was, how much does it cost? And when you first get started with ManyChat, there's a free version, which is awesome. But from there, the first paid monthly subscription is only $10. So it's like crazy affordable. And as your list goes up, as your list size goes up, then you have to pay more because you have a larger community that they're hosting in your ManyChat account. And that's per Facebook page.
Question on the messenger bots, because I'm sure this is a deep rabbit hole that could offer a lot of confusion for people who are getting started. Do you have like a training that you would recommend, or do you have a training that you offer to teach people how to get it set up to do what you do?
Yeah, we actually have a training, the way that we launched this training is a really cool idea for all of you as well. We have a training called the Messenger Automation Academy. And I was doing a video tutorial in my Facebook group offering people information about bots. And at the time I didn't have a program, and I said, I'm not selling anything on this. And people were like, we want to learn how to do it. And so on the video I said, okay, if you guys really want this, I will sell it to you for this founding member rate. I haven't created anything yet, but if you comment below with this word and enough people actually purchase it, I'll create the training. And so by the end of that day, we had done $5,000 in sales, and I had nothing. I was like, oh, what's happening? So from there, we created this Messenger Automation Academy, and it has videos and written guides that show you everything that you need to know about bots, how to set up the basics, how to grow your list, how to communicate with your list after you've grown it, and different strategies and case studies like the Map to Millions. All of that stuff is all listed out in there. And I have an amazing curriculum manager who works for me, who can take my crazy brain that gets excited and does all this stuff, and she has it outlined in bullet pointed written steps also. And then we take you behind the scenes and show you the whole tool, which is really fun. So I can give you information about that if you'd like. Another thing that's cool, I have there's different ways to use the bots. It's not just that comment feature. So Bradley, I created a free little awesome collection of gifts for you guys.
Oh, fun.
If you want to see it. You want to see it?
Of course we do.
So you can create landing pages with your bots. So let me screen share again. I just posted the link in there, and this will give you access to a free training that I am doing. It's a live video masterclass where we dig into even more than we did today. And then, where did hello?
You're sharing screen.
Okay, and then.
There we go.
Yeah, I'm meaning to.
Okay, perfect. Thought the bots were taking over.
Let me show you. So I made it thepreparedperformer.com/adventure because you are all about adventure, which I loved. And this is what's called a messenger bot landing page. So it's super crazy simple. You can't get out of control with it. When you click send to messenger, so it says be ready to be known as the authority in your space. Click the link below for access to Facebook Live and messenger automation system strategies and support. You click here. Boop. And this is them opting in, giving you permission. My computer is like slow. At this point, it says, fantastic, check your Facebook Messenger for access. Seriously, go, like now. And when you click view it in Messenger, this could be scary because we're going to look at my entire actual Facebook Messenger right now, but I'm going to be brave and show you. You see that? You get this message. You'll get this message right when you click that button with me and my friend Rachel, like, yes, dancing around. OMG, how fun was that training? As I promised, I have a way for you to really up-level your skills, blah, 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 blah. And then you can get the live video masterclass, access to my Facebook community, and the bot case study, all by clicking these little buttons right here. And what I can actually do is I can add some information, more information about our bot programs. If you guys would like, I can add that in there too. But this is a fun thing to just experience because you can see how it actually works within these amazing ways to opt into the Messenger notifications.
Super duper cool. Yeah, this is such a great gift. Yay!
It's so fun. It's super fun.
There's two more questions
I don't know if you
Kato and Aaron, if you want to dig into those.
Yeah. So Kato says, do your strategies apply to YouTube and Instagram Live also, besides Facebook Messenger and Bot Course, of course? Yes, totally. And I've had a few people recently who are like YouTube experts who were delivering their content in the complete opposite way that I was. I was speaking at an event last week and there was a friend of mine who's a YouTube expert, and he was like, oh my gosh, I'm totally switching the way that I deliver my content and doing it this way now. And even though you can't connect it to a bot, when they comment below, it still boosts the engagement and the reach. And you could actually, this is like super ninja. So if you do this 5-step plan on your personal page or your business page, your personal page or in a Facebook group, you can't connect the bot to the comments, but you can go back to each comment and give them a link like I just shared with you right now. That's still so that the free gift is delivered via the bot. Does that make sense? Yeah. And I'm not sure Instagram Live, I know it's changed a little bit recently. So is there a way to go back and respond to those comments on Instagram Live? I don't know if there is now, but it would still up-level the organic reach. It's just that you can't, I don't know if you can go back and respond to those comments, but yeah. Aaron says, I have a tiny list. Would a bot be a good way to build the list? I'm wondering if a CTA of the comment for the bot is a higher conversion than an opt-in page. So this obviously is dependent on, your audience and testing things. There's so much testing that needs to go on with this type of stuff. But if you have people who are engaging and they're commenting below, the cool thing about that, as opposed to a separate landing page, is that when they're commenting below, they're giving you a micro commitment. So they're hearing you say, hey, I'm suggesting that you do this. And then they're saying, hey, I'm listening to you and I'm going to do it. So you're starting that conversation so that when you move it to a real in-person conversation, there's already that relationship of, I give you advice and you say, yes, Molly, I'll listen to you. Right? So that conversation already, that relationship already exists that way. which is different than when you have a landing page, because they're looking at the landing page and they just click a button, right? They're not saying, yes, I want to do what you're saying. Yeah. So Cato says on Instagram, you could see the comments and reply, or see the comments, but not reply. You can DM people through though. Yeah. So it's all about like doing those things that don't scale at first and really taking the time to invest in that human connection so that you have better results in the long run, and they'll get better results too, as opposed to just creating like an evergreen webinar that you put up there and you expect lots of money to fly at your face.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which is fun when it happens. Love when that happens.
Totally.
Man, this is
and this can be an awesome way to lead to that more evergreen idea. Like once you've validated all of this and you've built up the community and the engagement, then you can automate it even more.
Yeah. This is so good. Like I never would have taught anybody any of these tools and hacks that you have come up with. So this is beautiful. Such a priceless gift. I know there's going to be people that are like, okay, I have to watch that again because my mind just expanded. And I've been taking a whole bunch of notes here. So when it's on the blog, I'll be recapping and summarizing a bunch of points for people to help digest it. But this has been so good, Molly. Thank you so much.
Awesome.
Do you have
and as you know, I'm always happy to answer questions and connect.
Thank you. And do you have any final thoughts you want to leave people with, or let's just say there's somebody who's like afraid to press the play button. What's any final thoughts?
Yeah. So sometimes when I get to this point and I've shared all of these crazy technical ideas, which I never in my musical theater life did I think that I would basically have like a tech company as we're building all of these things for people. It's like the weirdest, most awesome transition ever. But I know that there's people who get to this point and they're like, my head is going to explode. There is so much information here. And there's also people who are like, I can't wait to go jump into this and make this happen, right? So wherever you are on that, yes, it's important to have a really killer strategy that guides people through. Yes, it's important to eventually set up these awesome new tools that are available to all of us that most people aren't using, like Erin was saying earlier. The most important thing to do, though, is just to get started. So you have the strategies that I gave you today, and if you start delivering value in that really bullet pointed way that I shared with you, and you can start to develop that one-on-one connection, the other fancier things can come later. I want to empower you to know that there are people out there who are really waiting for you, and not the you that's like, oh, maybe I'll do this, but the you that really has taken some time to dig in and, I like to say, unlocked their inner awesome. So you're really celebrating exactly who you are and being brave and attracting the people that you know you actually want to be serving and that you actually want to be working with. And the sooner that you can be brave enough to start doing it, the more easy it will be, and the more people that will be so delighted and thrilled that you were brave enough to share your value with them.
This is the standing ovation from my stand-up desk. Beautifully said. Beautifully said. Thank you so much, Molly. I'm excited to continue our friendship and go to Disneyland with you someday.
Yes, I went yesterday. I can't believe I didn't do a video for just you. I know. I totally thought about you so many times too because we kept joking about it, but I did. I took my kids to Disneyland yesterday and it was awesome.
Oh man. Well, I'm in. When I get back down to LA area, I'm so there.
Woohoo!
Yeah. Cool. Thank you so much.
And thank you. I can't wait to learn more and more about what you're doing too. I know, I will be talking soon. I'm so glad that we made this happen. Yeah. And it was awesome having all of your beautiful faces here as well. Yay!
Cool, everybody. Well, thanks for being here. And if you're an e-course adventurer on the mountain, and you have questions about your course or anything, just leave a message at the campfire and we'll connect this week. Much love, everybody.
Yeah. And for anyone who's actually, I'm going to say one last little thing. So I know this is on the blog and all of that. So Bradley, I'm going to send you something special just for the e-course adventurers, just so you know. So go look to Bradley.
Thanks. You're so awesome. So awesome.
You're awesome.